Eddie and the Missing Hat. Eddie has a new hat. It is a blue hat. He likes the hat very much. Every morning, he wears the hat. He wears it to school. He wears it to the park. He wears it to the store. "My hat is perfect," Eddie says. One Saturday morning, Eddie goes to the park. The sun is bright. The sky is blue. Many people are in the park. Children are playing, dogs are running, birds are singing. Eddie sits on a bench. He opens his bag. He takes out a sandwich. "I am hungry," he says. Eddie eats his sandwich. Then he drinks some water. A small dog runs near him. The dog is white and brown. It has a red ball. The dog drops the ball near Eddie's feet. Eddie smiles. "Hello, dog," he says. The dog looks at Eddie. Then it looks at the ball. "Oh," Eddie says, "you want to play." Eddie picks up the ball. He throws it. The dog runs fast. It gets the ball. Then it runs back. Eddie laughs. "Good dog." Eddie throws the ball again. The dog runs again. Eddie is happy. The dog is happy. Then a strong wind comes. Whoosh! Eddie's blue hat flies off his head. "Oh no," Eddie says. The hat flies over the grass. It flies past a tree. It flies near the pond. Eddie runs after it. "Come back, hat," he says. The dog runs too. The hat lands near the pond. But then the wind blows again. The hat moves. It moves closer to the water. "No, no, no," Eddie says. Eddie runs faster. The dog runs faster too. The hat falls into the pond. Splash! Eddie stops. "My hat," he says. The blue hat is in the water. It is not far away, but Eddie cannot reach it. He looks around. He sees a long stick under a tree. He picks up the stick. He walks to the pond. He tries to get the hat. The stick is too short. "Oh no," Eddie says. "I need help." An old man is walking near the pond. He sees Eddie. "Are you okay?" the old man asks. "My hat is in the pond," Eddie says. The old man looks at the water. "Ah, the blue hat?" "Yes," Eddie says. "That is my hat." The old man smiles. "I have an idea." He takes a small net from his bag. It is a net for bugs. He gives it to Eddie. "Try this," he says. Eddie takes the net. "Thank you," he says. Eddie reaches out with the net. He reaches slowly. The hat moves on the water. The dog watches. The old man watches. Eddie reaches again. This time, the net touches the hat. "Almost," Eddie says. He pulls the net back. The blue hat is in the net. "I got it," Eddie says. The dog barks. The old man smiles. Eddie takes the hat from the net. It is very wet. Water drips from it. Drip, drip, drip. Eddie looks at the hat. "My hat is not perfect now," he says. The old man laughs. "It is still a good hat," he says. Eddie puts the wet hat on his head. Cold water runs down his face. "Oh," Eddie says. The dog barks again. Eddie laughs. The old man laughs too. Eddie takes the hat off. "I think I will carry it," he says. He gives the net back to the old man. "Thank you for your help." "You're welcome," the old man says. Eddie looks at the dog. "Thank you too," Eddie says. The dog drops the red ball again. Eddie smiles. "You still want to play?" The dog wags its tail. Eddie looks at his wet hat. Then he looks at the ball. "Okay," Eddie says, "but no more wind." He throws the ball. The dog runs across the grass. Eddie laughs. His hat is wet, his hair is wet, but he is happy. That night, Eddie puts the hat near the window. The hat dries slowly. In the morning, Eddie looks at the hat. It is dry again. It is still blue. It is still his favorite hat. Eddie puts it on his head. Then he smiles. "My hat is perfect again," he says. But before he goes outside, he looks at the window. The trees are moving. The wind is blowing. Eddie thinks for a moment. Then he takes off the hat. "Not today," he says. He puts the hat in his bag. Then he goes to the park.